Hello, this is Zoe from nosaferplace and it is day 11 of the 12 days of nosaferplace. I can't believe how quick this has gone and how much fun I've had, but today I'm going to be talking about something a little bit more serious and something that I feel like I've really achieved in 2016. Today I'm going to talk about anxiety. Now, anxiety has always been a massive part of my life, and for the past 7 years, I have had anxiety. It has been worse for the past 5 years, so it's been really bad. But this year, I feel like I've really conquered it. For me, anxiety wasn't a gradual thing. I just remember waking up one day and I was fine. Then the next day, I woke up and I couldn't leave the house. It was the worst feeling in the world. It's just the fact that there was no in between. I just woke up one day and was like this. When I did leave the house, my pulse would race, my chest would ache, I would sweat, and nausea would take over. Now, for me, nausea is the worst symptom that I experience when I'm anxious. Basically, I'm absolutely terrified of being sick. So, when I start to have a panic attack, one of the symptoms is nausea. Then I start to panic that I'm going to be sick because obviously I'm terrified of it. And it's just like a vicious cycle because it doesn't get any easier because then I'm more worried that I'm going to be sick, then it makes the anxiety worse. And it doesn't stop and it's awful. I have tried tablets, I tried counselling, I tried self-help books, I tried everything, home remedies, I tried the lot. But I think the only way to help yourself get better is to want to get better. Now, I know that sounds really silly because you're probably thinking, well, I know I want to get better. What a stupid thing to say. I thought I did for years. I thought that I wanted to get better for years. But looking back now, I didn't. I was scared to get better. It's scary to get better because you have to attempt to get better, to leave the house and socialize with people, and you have to want to put yourself in uncomfortable situations to get better, and it's really hard to do that. But this year I finally felt I was ready for it, and I really grabbed anxiety by the balls this year and really tried to conquer it, and I feel like I have. It wasn't easy by any stretch of the imagination, and it still isn't. I still have days where I'm a lot worse than others, but the first few months, I had this kind of emergency kit that I carried around with me every time I went out. And I couldn't leave the house without a plastic bag in case I was sick. I always liked to have something that I could be sick in if I needed to. In all the years that I've had the sick bag, I've never used it once. So my fear is really irrational. I do know that, but I like to have a bag just in case. I always take these with me. Wherever I go, these are my saviour. These are rescue pastilles by Bark and they are alcohol-free blackcurrant flavour. I did used to use the spray, but it's not alcohol-free, so it really wasn't appropriate for work and going out. So those are much better, and you can take a few of those and it's the same as having a few drops of the rescue remedy. They are amazing. Obviously, if you're experiencing a full-blown panic attack, they're not going to take you out of it. But when you start to feel the symptoms, if you take one, they are absolutely brilliant. So they are always in my emergency pack. A bottle of water, because water normally calms me down and makes me feel a bit better. And sweets. Now, this is a weird one, but for me, I always felt like, oh, I'm feeling sick because I'm having a sugar low. So I wouldn't be thinking logically like, oh, this is a panic attack. I'd be thinking, oh, if I have a bit of sugar, I will be fine. So they always come with me as well. Now, it's been 9 months on from me wanting to get better, and I can now leave the house with just these. I don't need any of the emergency kit anymore. I can now just go out with these. I tried for the first time a few weeks ago, and I just went out with these, and I was fine. So they really do help, but you have to want to help yourself get better. Now, obviously, when something massive happens, like losing a job, or health scares, or family drama, things like that, the anxiety will flare up again. But I think that happens for everyone. I think it's normal that when things get tough, a slight bit of anxiety will surface. So I'm not really too worried about that. I'm more proud of the fact that at the beginning of the year, I was a woman scared to leave my house without this emergency kit, and even then I'd feel a kind of foreshadowing feeling of impending doom, that something bad was going to happen, but I can leave now and not feel it. For example, about 6 months ago, I met up with a friend. Now, before, when I used to meet up with friends, I'd wake up in the morning, I would have an upset stomach all day, I would be feeling rough all day. There was probably a 90% chance I would cancel it about an hour before. And I was a nightmare. I was a complete wreck. But last week, I organised a meet up with my best friend, and I saw her, she got here, and I realised that it was the first time that I had had no symptoms. I was just excited to see her, and it is just the best feeling in the world knowing that you've tried so hard to overcome something and you finally have. So if you're feeling down and feeling like you can't get over anxiety, you can. Trust me, you can. It's taken me 7 years. And I'm not where I want to be, but I'm so close now to where I want to be. I'm just so excited, and I feel like 2017 is going to be the year that I finally overcome anxiety, and I know that you can too. So make it your New Year's resolution, and you can do it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for the last day of the 12 days of No Safer Place. Thank you. Bye.